Hey, what's up? This is Zane, and I thought I'd make a quick guide. Well, it's not going to be quick, but it's going to be a pretty damn good guide for people who want to start investing in cryptocurrency. And I'm going to explain everything that you need basically to get set up very quickly with all the right sites and all the right tools so you don't have to waste time digging around and basically just fucking around, not being able to understand cryptocurrency efficiently, get all the right news, and get yourself set up so you can finally start investing and purchasing Bitcoins, Ethereum, any of these coins that you see right here. You're going to be able to get access to all of them. But look, let's start at the very, very top. Why would you want to invest in cryptocurrency? Well, to be honest, this is the highest potential way to make money investing today. There's literally no other form of investment, whether it's property, real estate, whatever it is, it doesn't even compare to cryptocurrency. Right now, what you're looking at a site called coinmarketcap.com. Now, let's just start the guide straight away. I want you to bookmark this site. What it is essentially all the different types of coins and what their market cap is. So how much money currently those coins are worth. So at the very top over here, you see Bitcoin. Now everyone should know what Bitcoin is. It's at $75 billion today. And if we look at the chart for Bitcoin, we'll see where it's gone or where it's come from. So check it out. We started back in 2013 at a market cap of about $1.6 billion US dollars. Today, we're at over $74 billion. Okay, so as you can see over here, we've had some very big rises, and you might be thinking that's kind of crazy. I mean, back in the day, Bitcoin used to be worth $100. Today it's at, just close to $4,500. So, for a single Bitcoin. And what I find is a lot of noobs hear this and they think, well, fuck, I'm never going to be able to own a Bitcoin. What's the point? Well, it's not about that. It's about owning it. Think of Bitcoin as a store of value. Think of it as a gold bar, an asset, right? You can own a portion of that and it's still worth something. So instead of you owning, dozens of Bitcoins like you would with dozens of dollars of hard currency, you own a fraction of the Bitcoin. That doesn't mean that the value is any less. It's an aspiration to own a single Bitcoin, but honestly, if you owned half a Bitcoin, that's still $2,200 worth of Bitcoin. Okay, so don't get too hung up on the crazy price. It's not overpriced, and it's just going to continue to rise, guys. And it's not even just Bitcoin that we're looking at, right? So imagine that you bought over here at, about $100 and you were able to buy 10 Bitcoin. Today, it would be worth, close to like $400,000. Am I doing that right? Let me run out the calculator right here. We need the calculator. Yeah, $450,000. There you go. So that's insane. And that's just in a matter of 4 years. Okay. Now, these sorts of gains you might be thinking are pretty crazy. But in the world of cryptocurrency, this is the norm. Okay. You can buy coins for cents on the dollar and then have them rise to $1 and make a shit ton of money. So right now we're at CoinMarketCap. This is your place to basically have a look at all of the coins and see what they're worth. It's your, I guess, kind of like your news post sort of a website where you get to just kind of check out all of the prices at the same time, right? So you've got all these different types of coins ranging from Bitcoin to IOTA, Monero, there's Stratus, there's 10x. I've got some investment in 10x. Walton coin, metal, and it goes all the way down, and we've got, you know, some other coins, some lesser known coins like First Blood and Rise and Melon, right? So you might be thinking, well, holy shit, there's just a ton of different coins. Well, the reason for that is these coins, they're not just currencies, they're actually businesses. And that's the way that you've got to think about different types of cryptocurrencies. They're not just like, this one's the US dollar, and then this one might be the, you know, the Canadian dollar, and then this one is the Chinese, you know, currency, and then down here you've got one from Australia. It's not like that. They're not just currencies. These are businesses that solve a specific sort of problem. So the value of Bitcoin is that it's a store of value, and it allows you to transfer money across borders with very little fees, if any fees, from peer to peer, right? So compared to a traditional sort of banking system and the traditional dollar, it's much faster. You'll get your money within, you know, minutes or hours, and you won't have to pay any fees. Whereas if you were to transfer the equivalent in dollars, it could take days and it would cost you a significant chunk in fees. So that's the value of Bitcoin. It's also been around the longest. It's the most trusted, and that's why it's got a market cap of 74 billion right now. But if we scroll down, there's other coins. Like, for example, there's Dash, right? So Dash is a lightning fast transaction network with very low fees. And instead of taking hours like Bitcoin, it takes only seconds. And their aspiration is to become like cash. So they say Dash is cash. So that's their unique value. And then if we scroll down, there's Monero. And Monero is a dark coin. So it's entirely private. And therefore it's used on private transactions, it's used on the dark web, it's used for, you know, many different sorts of things that Bitcoin or Dash might not be used for. And if we scroll down, there's, for example, OMISCO. Now that's a platform for businesses to accept cryptocurrency payments, right? So that's a different sort of application than the other ones. And if we scroll down, there's Steam. Steam is a social network where everyone who contributes can earn Steam, and then obviously Steam is worth some money. So they're actually using the Steam currency to incentivize people to use a social network, much like, you know, Facebook might be, but Steam is actually a blogging platform, right? And then we go even further, there's 10x. 10x is a credit card within the crypto space. It's a way for you to spend any of your cryptocurrencies instantly with a credit card, and you can use it anywhere in the world with low fees, and it's just an incredibly awesome tool, okay? And then as we go down, you know, there's all these other sorts of coins that do something specific, and that's where their market cap, their value comes from. Like even, for example, Civic. Civic is a identification platform. So, you know, wherever you go online, whenever you sign up to something, you need to be identified. You need to have your details, you know, given over to whatever it is that you need to be identified for. So it could be, you know, with the banking or whatever that might be. Civic will make that process super fast using the blockchain. Okay. So I'm not going to go through any more of these coins. This is on you. It might seem a little bit overwhelming, but you know, once you've been exposed to the cryptocurrency space, you're going to start organically learning about all of these different sorts of coins. And eventually you're going to have some favorites. You know, you're going to have ones that you want to invest in. And that's how I recommend people start to invest. I recommend they find a project, you know, and a coin that they actually believe in, that they think has the potential to grow in value, but also to really provide value to people, you know, not just any kind of junk coin. Now, you know, there's going to be coins in here that are very valuable, that are great projects and that do amazing things, but there's also going to be coins that are just kind of crap, right? And typically the ones in the top 20, maybe even top 30 are pretty good coins. Underneath that, you might have some up and coming coins that are really great, but they haven't yet hit their stride. So they could be really great investments if you discover them. And then as we start going down, we get some, kind of like dead coins or funky coins that I probably wouldn't invest in, like Dogecoin or Doggy Coin. Doesn't really do anything. It's a bit of a, it's kind of been around for a long time, and so it's still there. People kind of use it to trade at this point. They're going to be looking more at trading later on. But there you go. Like if you wanted to just have your money in very, very secure investments, you'd be looking at the top 10 essentially, or even more secure, the top 3, top 5. So Bitcoin, Ethereum, the biggest, most well-known sort of cryptocurrencies. There's plenty of investors that just put their money in here, and that's why their market caps are so high. So coin market cap, make sure you bookmark that. It's going to be your go-to spot to check the value of all the currencies, check the entire market cap of the cryptocurrency landscape, and all of that. So with that, just let me get a sip of water. Let's move on to how you can actually go ahead and buy cryptocurrencies. So there's 2 main websites that I use, and they work for anyone in the world, but I myself am in Australia, so these are great ones for Australia. We used to have some restrictions, but now these 2 websites have really kind of helped me be able to purchase Bitcoin whenever I need to. And the first one is called bitcoinmarkets.net. So with this one, pretty much you can directly swap USD or AUD or whatever it is that is your local currency to Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, or Ripple, or Bitcoin Cash. So these are all different types of coins, but we're just looking at Bitcoin. If you were to buy Bitcoin, you can directly buy up to $2,000 AUD of Bitcoin in one go using bitcoinmarkets.net. So once you've deposited $2,000 AUD dollars or USD dollars or whatever it is that your currency is, that equivalent value into here, it'll take about 3 days for the transactions to go through and for them to reset and for you to be able to purchase another $2,000 worth. So you can't just go ahead and dump in $10,000 in one go unless you go to a peer-to-peer sort of exchange. But if you want to buy it from an official site, I highly recommend you check out bitcoinmarkets.net. If you were here, if you go to this site, you'll have to sign up. And then once you've signed up, what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to go into your account and verify your ID. And for that, you're going to need maybe a license, driver's license, or a passport. And you're also going to need a proof of where you live. So that could be, a bill. It could be a phone bill, a note from the government, just some sort of decent document that shows where you live. And then once you've done that, it'll take about a day or 2 to verify yourself, and then you can just go ahead and start purchasing Bitcoin on Bitcoin markets. And the way that you would do it is you would go to your account, okay, and then you would go down here and then you would deposit Australian dollars, okay. And when you click that, you'll be able to scroll down and put in the full amount of Australian dollars, click the I understand, and then make a deposit. It'll take about maybe 20 minutes or so for your Aussie dollars to hit this exchange, Bitcoin markets. And then once you've done that, you go back up to the top, you click buy and sell, and then you'll have Aussie dollars in here, and you can go ahead and click, how much you want to spend. You can go click spend all, and you can find the last price. There's over here, you've got people that are buying and for what price they're buying. It looks like right now Bitcoin's trading at about 5,700 Australian dollars. We've got a buy order here for 5,720, and people are selling for about 5,744. And that you can see there's some variance right here, and essentially that's what causes the price changes in Bitcoin. People want to sell for higher, people want to buy for lower at any one time, right? So that's basically the essentials of what drives a market. And once you've bought that here, you're going to have Bitcoin. You're going to see over here, it's going to say available Bitcoin, and it'll show you how much you have, right? And then once you have Bitcoin, you can go over here and you'll see, that you've got some Bitcoin, and it'll show up here in the available balance section in your account. From here, you just want to go to withdraw Bitcoin, and then you can send it anywhere, like a personal wallet. You can send it to an exchange where you can swap Bitcoin for other types of coins, like all of these coins that we saw over here on CoinMarketCap. Basically, the reason why Bitcoin is worth so much money, guys, is is that you can kind of change it for a lot of these other coins on the exchange. A lot of these other coins, require basically Bitcoin to buy them. So Bitcoin is always very valuable for that reason. But there you go. Now over here within my account, you can see some of the stuff that I've done on Bitcoin markets. I've verified my email address, I've completed my profile, I've verified my identity, I've added a mobile phone number, and I've enabled two-factor authentication, okay? Now, this is going to be incredibly important. It's just the reason why, and I'll explain it right now, but since this video is for newbies, is basically because in the land of cryptocurrency, we don't have banks, so we don't have basically like a daddy that's gonna give us our money back in case someone steals it or something happens. The security, the burden of security is entirely in our own hands. So we need to go through extra security measures like two-factor authentication. And all that really means is that we download an app called Google Authenticator, and whenever we visit an exchange like Bitcoin markets or like Coinbase, the other one that I'm going to show you, we basically have to go to our app, open it up, and put in the random code that it generates every 20 seconds. And then once we've done that, we're going to be able to access the exchange. So that means that if a hacker was to get a hold of your details, they would also need, they couldn't just access your computer, they would also need your phone. So that's just an extra layer of security on top that allows us a bit of safety when we're buying and trading cryptocurrencies. So that's Bitcoin markets, extremely good exchange. I highly recommend everyone use it. It's served me very well. You can see over here, I've already bought about 8,000 Australian dollars of Bitcoin this month alone over here, just because I love it so much. And then there's also another one that you can use as well, and it's called Coinbase. So this one's pretty much your go-to for most of the community. Most of the community uses Coinbase. It's one of the oldest, it's one of the most trusted, and it's it is basically the gold standard. It's the OG. So it's a similar sort of deal to Bitcoin markets. Basically, you're going to have to sign up. You're going to have to verify your identity. You're going to have to give them some documents. You're going to have to install two-factor authentication. And then once you've done that, you can click over here to buy and sell and get yourself some Bitcoin, right? So at the moment, my limit over here is $2,000 weekly, which is a little bit less than Bitcoin markets, because Bitcoin markets is $2,000 every 2 or 3 days. But not bad. I'll keep this as a backup in case I ever want to purchase some extra Bitcoin and in a rush. But it's quite simple. Pretty much you just put in your Australian dollar or your US dollar or whatever it is amount, and it'll show you how much Bitcoin you're going to get, and you click buy Bitcoin instantly. And then you just go to your accounts, and if you've got some Bitcoin, you can send that somewhere else. You can send that to a personal wallet, you can send that to an exchange, pretty much wherever you want, right? So those are your methods of buying Bitcoin. Once again, let me recap that. It's btcmarkets.net, it's coinbase.com, create an account, do your email verification, complete your profile, make sure that you've verified your identity, add a mobile phone number to both of them, and enable two-factor authentication. Okay, so for two-factor authentication, you need Google Authenticator. And it's this bad boy right here. This little symbol. It's quite a simple sort of app. You can see how it works over here. You can scan a barcode, for example, and you're going to find a barcode on both of these sides to scan. And then you get these codes that refresh over here, every 20 seconds or so, every 20, 30 seconds. And therefore, they also need to have your phone and your unique code that Google Authenticator has generated for you to access these two things. So that's your safety precaution. Make sure you're safe, guys, when you're doing this stuff. So once you've purchased your Bitcoins or your Ethereum or your Litecoins, then I would recommend sending them off to a wallet. For a personal wallet, I would recommend you just use Jaxx. Jaxx is a simple wallet that allows you to store multiple different types of cryptocurrencies, and you can have an app for it on your phone. That's what that looks like. You can just type in Jaxx, and then once you've purchased your Bitcoin, your Ethereum, you can send it to your wallet. And the way that you send coins is with an address. So you can see over here that I've sent some Bitcoin to this address, right? It's quite a long piece of code right there, but if you basically copy and paste that, that's an address, right? So if I wanted to send this to my Jaxx wallet, my app, within my Jaxx app would have a unique address that's purely my own, unique. And then if I bought Bitcoin on Coinbase, I would just click this send button, and then I would put in this address and the amount of Bitcoin I want to send, and then I would just click send. And then within minutes, at the most hours, those Bitcoins are going to hit your Jaxx wallet, which you'll be able to access on your phone, right? So that's a personal wallet that you can use just to store your cryptocurrencies. Another great app that you should download as well is called Blockfolio. Now, if you're going to be investing in multiple different types of cryptocurrencies, or even if you're going to be investing in a few and you want to track how your progress is going, you want to track how much you're gaining, if you've lost money, whatever that is, Blockfolio is your go-to app. So if we look over here, as you can see, there's multiple different types of cryptocurrencies that you put into your Blockfolio. And you put in essentially how much you've bought it for, from where did you buy it, and the current price that it was when you bought it, and the amount that you bought. And then over time, it shows you these graphs that you can see within the holdings section of the app that show you how your assets are progressing. And if I can just zoom in over here, you can see that there's a profit and loss status as well within the holdings section. So you can see if you've made some profit, you can see, if you've lost anything on your investments. It's just an amazing app. It's 100% free. I highly recommend you get that as well. But yeah, so that's Blockfolio. Whatever you buy, put it in Blockfolio. Input the data into Blockfolio so you can track your portfolio, essentially. So that's that. Once you've got all of those pieces done, now essentially you know how to see the value of all the different sorts of cryptocurrencies, you know where to buy them from, right? Bitcoin, BTC markets, and Coinbase. You know what wallet, personal wallet to use. Jax is a great personal wallet. You know all about security with two-factor authentication. You know how to track your portfolio with Blockfolio. The next step is really, I guess, just empowering you to have the right news when it comes to cryptocurrency. And there's a couple of sources that I personally use for that. The first one I'm going to look at is actually going to be Facebook. So I would suggest that you join cryptocurrency groups. Once you start investing, these groups are amazing because they're essentially people that are in the same sort of boat as you. We're all quite new in this crypto game. You know, we want to be able to talk about our investments, want to be able to track how other people are feeling about them, as the sentiment in the market, and all of that is going to be available to be seen in these cryptocurrency groups, right? So there's a couple of the big ones that I'm a part of is the Cryptocurrency Collectors Club. If you join that, that's a great group for general crypto discussions and advice. There's also the Collectors Club for beginners. If you're a beginner, that's a great group to join. A lot of noobs in there that can give you a bunch of advice if you get stuck at any point. There's, as you can see, a whole bunch of them. Just type in cryptocurrency and go to groups and then join. You know, the biggest ones at the very least, so you have the groups and the community around you to support you. Now, within these groups, you're probably going to find, you know, other like-minded people, and then you can go ahead and add them and maybe create a cryptocurrency chat on Messenger or something. You can see I've got one of these open here. So these are some of my closest buddies, and we're all quite heavily invested in cryptocurrency. So we chat in there and we discuss you know, future investments and things like that. So community is incredibly important. This is a must, in my opinion. Join some groups. The next is going to be this, which is tradingview.com. So let me get a sip of water. Pretty much what TradingView is it's a free site for you to track your trading or your assets, right? Now, if you're brand new to the crypto game and you're brand new to trading, you're probably not going to know too much about charting and too much about, for example, technical analysis of markets. But I promise you, it's a lot simpler to learn than you might think. The reason why I'm showing this to you right now is, one, it's free and it's a great place to learn. But number two, if you go to tradingview.com and you click on ideas, you can check out what people are thinking about Bitcoin and Bitcoin to dollar. So over here, I've got Bitcoin dollar, and I'm looking at the ideas that some of these hardcore traders are presenting. So, for example, this guy right here seems to think that Bitcoin might break, and he's saying that you should short the market, which means you should sell, that it's going down. But then there's this one who thinks that it's going up, right? Bitcoin saying long. This is saying up, long, up, up. This one's saying undecided. This one's saying short, short. And then essentially what you can do is you can almost track the sentiment of the market through TradingView. You can see guys that are basically, you know, doing this stuff full time and what they think. So this is for your hardcore analysis of specific sorts of coins, right? If you're ever interested in a certain type of coin and you're wondering whether it's a good time to get in, this could be a great stock for you. If you're not going to do technical analysis, at least come over here and have a look at what they're saying. And then eventually what you'll discover is that you start learning different sorts of patterns. You start learning how these charts work and how to use them. But more on that in the next thing that you should do, you should subscribe to get your news, and that's YouTube. So I'm going to go through 5 of the best YouTube channels that I found, so you can go ahead and avoid all the bullshit channels that will likely just cause you to lose money. These guys are legitimate, they really know what they're talking about, and they've made some excellent calls that have resulted in me personally making quite a bit of money. But also they're just verified. So, you know, there's a bunch of people in the crypto game that will try to fuck you over. It's kind of like a cash grab for them, because everyone is so excited about the potential of Bitcoin that people who don't really know what they're talking about are going ahead and making videos. And, you know, whether their motive is to try and pump coins or sell newbies something or whatever that is, you know, it's just ridiculous how many are like that. So Brandon Kelly, crypto trader, he isn't one of them. He is an excellent technical analysis guru when it comes to Bitcoin. If you want to learn how to chart, how to actually understand these charts and all the stuff that's going on in the Bitcoin world, I highly recommend you subscribe to him. It's going to be a great resource. It's just, yeah, I highly recommend him. The next guy is called Node Investor. Now, he's your mixed guy. He's got some technical analysis of the charts, but he's also got some news, and he's got some quick updates. He's got some informational videos, like how do I research cryptocurrencies. I'm explaining that to you right now. I'm sure you could probably get some value out of his video as well. But as you can see, all this great news, technical analysis, information, Node Investor. He's also highly respected in the community, so I would recommend that you go ahead and subscribe to him as well to get your technical analysis and your calls on the crypto game. The next one that I'm going to talk about is Nuggets News. This is a fellow Aussie, and he's honestly one of the most trustworthy crypto guys that I've seen. He's not the sort of guy that's going to tell you to buy a coin because it's going to pump. He's not the sort of guy that's going to try and give you get rich quick stuff. He's more of a down-to-earth, more medium to longer term technical analysis guy. Like, part of the philosophy that he has is making one solid trade every single month. So it's an example that he gives where if you can make one solid trade and make 10% on your trade, and you started off with like $10,000 of capital, within 5 years you'll have about $3 million within the crypto game as a bare minimum, right? So he's more looking at the monthly trading sort of strategy, but he's also looking at the long-term game for making money in crypto, maximizing your wins and having almost no losses. That's Nuggets News. He's also got a private group that I hear is very, very good. I'm not a part of it, but you should check it out. By the way, I have no affiliation with any of these guys. It's just, I just want to give you the sources that I use. The next one I want to tell you about is Box Mining. This guy is basically a news guy, but the reason why he's so great is that he has some excellent information on the scene in China. And that's a huge cryptocurrency market. It's hard to get news in that market because, the gulf between China and the rest of the world is so big, and they have their own kind of private cryptocurrency community and their own private intranet and all of that sort of stuff. So he's an excellent source to get an understanding of what's going on, not only in the greater cryptocurrency space, but also in particular what's happening in China, right? Box Mining, excellent resource. He gives daily news, so check him out. And the final guy I want to tell you about is this bloke right here, Ian Bellina. The reason why Ian's so great is that he focuses specifically on ICOs. So that's the last thing we're going to be talking about right now, ICOs. What that stands for, ICO, is Initial Coin Offering. Now, if you're familiar with investing or venture capital, there's, for example, or business in general, there's an IPO, right? For businesses that want to go public. That's an initial purchase offering. Now, an ICO is an initial coin offering. Quite similar. It's for when a brand new project, a brand new coin, if we go back to here, the cryptocurrency market caps, a brand new one of these first hits the market. The reason why that's so interesting is because usually when an ICO comes out, when a coin is brand new, you can buy it for a very, very cheap price. And if it's a great project, it can grow to hit, you know, the hundreds of millions in market cap, and then the value of your coin will shoot through the roof. So even if we look over here at 10x, the value of this coin in terms of a market cap is 270 million. And you can almost see the chart over here, right? So it actually started all the way down here where it was worth cents, right? It might have been worth 20 cents, 30 cents on the initial coin offering, and today it's worth $2.58. So if you bought, you know, that's huge. So let's say it was worth 25 cents when it was first offered to the market. Now it's $2.58. That's so that's a 10x gain, right? Or 100x gain. Yeah, 100x gain. Sorry, no, that's a 10x gain. So if you were to put in $1,000, you would have $10,000, right, as your return in 10x. So that's pretty incredible, right? There's a crap ton of money to be made in ICOs. And this guy is one of the biggest reviewers of ICOs. He's got a ton of live streams where he reviews ICOs. You can see over here, there's a ComSA ICO that he's reviewed. He's got live streams where you can ask him anything. There's Steamer, Coben Hood ICO review, Zilla, Event Chain, all these different types of ICO reviews, which is really awesome. That's a great resource for understanding initial coin offerings. So really, you've got a number of different sort of strategies that you can do within Bitcoin. And I hope this video has kind of taught you a little bit about that. So, you know, you can invest in Bitcoin for the short term and then look to exit when the coins go up in the market. You can invest for the super long term, which is what most people do. You can invest in new projects. You can invest in the traditional Bitcoin and Ethereum and wait for those to go up. You can even invest in initial coin offerings and buy the coins as soon as they hit the market. If you want to know where to find all the up and coming initial coin offerings, there's another site over here. It's called icoalert.com. And you've got all the different types of coins. If you just want to go through them and check them out, you get to learn about all the new coins that are coming out. But there you go. That's really all I wanted to talk about. You know, the cryptocurrency market caps, you know, where to buy your Bitcoin and Ethereum, you know, which wallet to use as a personal wallet, Jax, you know, how to track your portfolio with Blockfolio. You know that there's groups that will be able to support you on Facebook. There's a bunch of really smart, intelligent investors that are giving away their trades and information over here. Use this with caution, guys. Use it intelligently. Don't rely exclusively on this. Never rely exclusively on one source. Combine everything together to make smart decisions when money's involved. You also know my top 5 YouTube channels for crypto. We've got, you know, channels that basically will help us understand everything from technical analysis with Brandon Kelly to news and updates and also more technical analysis with Node Investor to, you know, more long-term technical analysis with Nuggets News and also news over here, news in China, more international style stuff with box mining. And then finally, initial coin offerings with Hacking the System and Ian Bellina. So, and then also finally, where to find initial coin offerings, so the new coins that hit the market. That should be everything. You are now ready to invest in crypto. That's it. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a like, and even subscribe if you want to. If there's enough response, I might make some more cryptocurrency videos. But that's it. Cheers. I'll catch you next time.